Hi, I just wanted to give you a quick update on what's happening with the Intersection Hub podcast. It is so exciting. We are deep in production of season 4, which I cannot believe that we even are at season 4, but we're continuing to keep on growing and evolving, and this season is turning out to be something really exceptional. So you may have noticed, if you've been following the podcast for a while, that we've been evolving over the seasons. We started in season 1 with my perfect podcast partner, Paul, and we laid down some conversations that we felt other folks in the sector weren't having and they needed to have. We also learned how to do a podcast, and we had a lot of fun together. And I'm very, very grateful to Paul for helping launch this what is it, podcast? Anyway, the other thing, we moved into season 2 by widening the circle, inviting some other hosts to join in, bring in some different perspectives. And that was good. We enjoyed doing that. It, to be honest, ended up being a lot of work for me. So the other thing is that I noticed when I looked at the data that the conversations that are resonating more with people were the one-on-one conversations. So in season 3, I made some things simpler for me, and I hosted some one-on-one conversations with people who were incredible. I encourage you to look back on season 3. We talked about some really important issues. But here's the thing. When I look at season 1, season 2, and season 3, we talked about a lot of things. What I wanted to do for season 4 was be a little bit more strategic and talk to people who were doing the doing. And doing the doing in a number of key areas, 4 primary areas, because these are the things that kept on surfacing in our conversations, and they are advancing community-centered fundraising principles in your organization. Not just talking about them, but actual case studies of CCF principles in the trenches. The other piece I wanted to talk about was trust-based philanthropy. Funders or charities who are expecting unrestricted funds and different kinds of performance measures and a more equitable way of advancing philanthropy within the sector. The other thing is, we know now that our mental health and our physical health has never been more important, and it's time to deal with the Great Resignation and the abhorrent staff turnover rate in the charitable sector. So I want to talk to people who are working in charities that are building fiercely loyal cultures with their staff. And finally, diversity, equity, and inclusion is something that's coming up all the time. Lots of organizations are working on it. Let's take it one step further and talk to organizations who are actively working on an anti-racist culture in their organization before they advance diversity, equity, and inclusion principles in their organization. Who out there is really digging in and doing some of that hard work? So the good news is I actually have 5 episodes recorded, and I have several other episodes that are on the books of great folks who are coming forward. I invite you to do a couple of things. Please subscribe to the podcast. If you haven't already, it just keeps getting better and better and better. So Intersection Hub is the name of the podcast. It's available on every platform, and you can also get it at my website, intersectionhub.ca. That's the first thing. The second thing is, introduce me to organizations or people in organizations that you think are modeling some of these things and could use a platform to amplify their story and to set an example for others to follow. So I would welcome that introduction. You can email me at k@kimberly or connect with me on LinkedIn or on my website, intersectionhub.ca. I really want to hear from you. And finally, if you're just kind of interested or you don't have the bandwidth, just subscribe to the email list. intersectionhub.ca again. Join the email list, and when the podcasts are there and we've launched our 4th season, I will share it with you by email so that you can be sure that you don't miss it. And that's it. Thank you so much for being part of the community, and thank you for continuing to contribute to Candid Conversations for Social Good. We are having a lot of fun in the hub, and I'm so glad that you're here.